My name is Jen, Jen, and while I'm finalizing your order, Miss Painter, may I ask if you have any questions about how to register or shop using our website or mobile app?
No, I've got it, hun. Thanks
I
for
see,
your
no
help,
problem.
though.
No problem. Are you also aware, ma'am, of the participating stores near you where you can shop with your benefits?
Yes, 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 I sure
Oh,
do.
sounds great. Well, is there anything else you needed help with, Miss Painter?
No, Jen, you just have a great day. You've been
I
very
will.
helpful.
Likewise, ma'am. And again, you have six cents available on your over-the-counter credit, which will expire by the end of the year. And then you have $12.80 in your household rewards, which will not expire. And then $54.18 available on your flex benefit, which will also expire by the end of the year. Thank you again for calling, Ms. Painter. Have a great day, and please hold
You
for my
too.
question away.
You too, dear. Have a good day, sweetie.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye for now.
All right. So we got to hear a phone order and get the flow a little bit, kind of live in action. I do want to take some time to ask if anybody has anything they'd like to discuss from that call, anything they liked seeing, any call outs, anything like that. Not, that's okay, but I want to give room for it in case. Go ahead, Stephen.
Um, I think she had a good personality. Um, she's woo,
We all got bugs.
she's
I'm telling you, it's okay.
right. It just
I'm,
it
I'm
was
doing
one
the
like
same thing.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had a great personality. She's a little direct, but that's fine. Um, I like how she kept easy a good flow. Um, other than that, the lady was I think she's kind of like a character because she's like, "All right, honey, you have a great she just I felt like she was just a character on her own with her tone. Um, but I do have a question in regards to um what she has said about her amount. You're saying that the amount of the OTC benefits is depending on the health insurance that they get, correct?
Yeah, so they do get like it honestly now when it comes to the amount, that's really gonna depend on the health insurance for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, by far, especially the amount, and that could really vary. I think it really depends on the needs of that person.
right. So that's the thing, because it's just like, will we ever see that small amount,
I
like in the
think
real?
like are you saying will we ever see them like change the amount or just like a really small amount?
Yeah, I mean, because you said that it expire every month,
Mhm.
quarterly, bi-yearly. So, will we ever see them say $100, or will it be? Will we see something like 200 or 300 or 400? Will we see more than the amount that we see
Yeah.
in?
I-
Okay,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good. You're good.
I think it could really definitely vary. Like we'll see this guy later, Johnny. It's another like test person other than Georgia we'll go into, and he's only got like $50. And then like Georgia has almost 200. So I think it could very much vary. And then also if they are, getting annually benefits, I would expect that to be a lot higher than like a monthly benefit thing.
Okay,
Um, so yeah, I could definitely see it going up and down. And honestly, if they've got like questions about that, they should be talking to their health plan about that. So we shouldn't have to answer any questions about it. And if you are
yeah,
being I would definitely refer them to like, hey,
the
this is
health.
we're just here to place orders, type of thing.
Right.
So
That's
you
the
need to talk
thing
to your
because
health
I
plan.
was right. That's the thing because I would think. I mean, I feel like we might get that customer that wants to have that argument and discussion in
Mhm.
regards to the amount, and then because at the same time it's just like they want these items and they'll be like, okay, well, yeah, you place a $35 minimum order, but then at the same time it's just like I know you want these items, but you have to go through that whole process. So I'm just trying to imagine things in my head. It's like, what I be mentally prepared for just in case. But that's not here or there. My thing is, what else? There was another question I had want to ask. Oh, what happens if they like cut you off? I mean, not cut you off, but hang up in the process. Will we get um like if you're just going on the call flow and then like all of a sudden they just say F you and this and you can cancel my order and all this other stuff and you already placed the order or something like that. I
Yeah,
mean, will
so
we be able to cancel that order or do anything about it or do we just let the order just slide?
yeah, so that really depends. We do have a cancellation process and we will like talk about how to cancel later on.
Okay.
And now regarding the health plan too, I want to just go back to this for just a second because if you're getting disgruntled calls, because of benefits, definitely transfer over to their health plan because you can do that. You can definitely try to de-escalate by using like different de-escalating language and tactics, but really I wouldn't spend too much time on it. You definitely want to try, but don't spend too much time on it because that's outside of our scope. Now, when it comes to like an order, where they're upset and they want to cancel after they just place it or something like that, we do have things we can do. Now, if it's something that we can't do, then obviously we have to express that to them. And if they get to the point that they are irate and upset, there is a process in QA, and I believe you have to warn them twice if they're using profanity, that
Okay.
you can disconnect the call. And then if they continue, you can disconnect that call.
Right.
That's definitely more on the QA side, which I know comes up on day 5. Um,
Okay.
so that's a little bit more of QA stuff on what you can do with those. And I know we have some training that's revolved around like displaying empathy and de-escalating and things like that. I
Okay.
will say though, I haven't came across too much craziness here. It's
Okay.
going to happen no matter what. You are probably going to experience a upset caller. That's just customer service. But I will say that I don't feel like it's too much. I've worked for a program before where it was quite often daily. And this, in my experience, has not been that way.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
a lot of the callers are very friendly and nice, but of course, like you said, it's going to happen, so it's good to know what to do in those situations.
Okay. Well, thank you
I
so
hope
much.
that helped.
Yes.
All right. Good question. Those are really good questions. Thinking ahead and thinking about like different situations of what you're gonna do is a really good mindset. Because things do come up, and it's good to figure out what you're gonna do before you're in it. So good questions. Ebony.
Hi. So, can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a question, like in regards to the scheduling. So, like, what if you work like a secondary job? I know that the training hours, might differ from the actual production schedule. So like if you work a secondary job or whatever, like after our training is over, would you be able to like see and negotiate like the hours that are offered in case you want to work both jobs? Like, do you know or
I'm so sorry. I was double muted. Uh, I was saying that I think you can. That's like kind of out of my realm of knowledge, if I'm being fully honest. But
okay.
I believe the way that it works, and if there's any partners in here that possibly have a little bit more advice for Ebony on this because you went through it, then you can raise your hand. But I think the way it works is there's shifts released, and you have that option to pick up shifts and choose what shifts you do want to work. That's how I believe that it works. So I think you can kind of work around maybe something else. I do have a few people putting their hands up. So Jennifer, if you've got some advice. And we have Melissa. I don't know.
Okay. So I was told yesterday that we can just pick up shifts once we are approved and have passed this training course. We can do it on the day of. And then also, as an HR professional, I also know that because you're a 1099, as long as the other company is aware that, that takes precedent and this, not this one, it's the other company more so that you might have to worry about in regards to any kind of conflict.
Yeah, that's a good point to make too about being an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. I think Ebony got muted. So hold on a second. Let me let her unmute. And Jennifer, if you wanted to unmute, or Steve, and just share anything in addition
Okay.
to Melissa.
Yeah, so when I worked the program last year, the shifts were released at like by the hour, just like within Shift Smart. I don't know how they're doing it this year. I think we had some shifts where like 2 hours at a time you pick, you just make your schedule. But I'm not sure this year how it's gonna work.
That's good insight. So Jennifer's done this before. That's pretty cool. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
I did it last year. Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited to have it back. I really enjoyed this campaign. And I'm hearing this time that it's gonna stick around rather than, just, disappearing. Like last time it was seasonal. I think I did it for like 6 months and it ended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it seems pretty cool. It seems like it's gonna be nice. So
Yeah, it's lovely. I love working for this campaign.
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't here last year, but I've heard a lot of good things, and like the partners that were, and like Jennifer, they've came through, and they say really great things about Solutran. So
Yeah,
um
good campaign, great campaign.
good. Thank you.
No problem.
Um okay, Stephen and Priscilla, if you wanted to throw anything out there, you can.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh, go ahead.
So I've been with Shift Smart for about like 3 years. So basically, like what other chicks said, they'll put the shifts out. You can pick your own shifts. You can work multiple campaigns within Shift Smart. If you're in one, say like if you see this campaign with the shift from like say 3 to 5, and you're already scheduled for another shift, then you would have to pretty much cancel one of the shifts to be able to pick a shift. If you're working outside of Shift Smart and have your own like regular job, part-time job, then pretty much you will work your part-time job around whatever you choose with with Shift Smart, because again you are an independent contractor with Shift Smart, so it's not like you're forced to pick shifts, but you can basically build your schedule or your outside job schedule along with the schedule with Shift Smart, so it's never been a problem.
Thank you, Priscilla. And Stephen, if you wanted to add to that, you can.
Okay. So, yes, as a multiple job person that's been doing this for about 3 or 4 years, yes, this is definitely, you'll have to make your schedule based on your other schedule, if that makes sense. Just be wary of how the app works, because sometimes the app, not sometimes, all the time, the app is very glitchy. Meaning, like, if there's a shift that's open, then sometimes when you're clicking on it, it might not go through, but you have to give it a couple minutes. But just be aware of that, because there's a shift that you might want, and then it'll just pull away from you because somebody else got it or whatever. So just be mindful of that. Just make sure you have the app ready. Like, just click on it and then just refresh the app and just make sure you be on it. Because I know for a fact ShiftSmart does release shifts a little bit earlier than the week ahead. And also, we need to confirm the actual hours of operation for this particular shift, because that way you'll know your head what your schedule is, what you can schedule around, and what to expect. So that's all.
Good advice. Thank you, Stephen. I agree. I noticed that the app can get kind of glitchy, and like when you're first using it, you're like not really understanding like what's going on, but after you get used to it, you kind of just know how to work around it. I feel like because it can get kind of glitchy like that. I've seen that too. Well, good conversation. Thank you guys. Like I said, on that perspective didn't have as much knowledge. So I appreciate you guys chiming in and sharing your experiences. Oh.
Hello,
Hey.
it's Danita.
Hi.
I'm just listening to everyone. I just want to say that I've been a partner for 3 years now, and I've worked on about 12 different campaigns and projects, whether they're remote or out in the field.
Can I ask you a question?
And all I can say is that I left my full time position and have made Shift Smart my full time position. While being in college, I have a very big family. Things are constantly changing. My mother is a cancer survivor, but I'm only her only child, so I am her caretaker. And I will just say personally, without Shift Smart, I would be homeless. Without Shift Smart, I would be struggling for daycare and productivity in my home. And I owe all of my dedication for my time spent here with everyone. I write reviews. I'm on Facebook answering other people's questions. This is the best platform that I've ever run into. Better than Arise, better than Next Rep. I've worked for some other platforms, and ShiftSmart by far has the most high vibrating people that I've ever worked with. When I say family outside of family, a community that is thriving emotionally and mentally. I don't feel that any of the supervisors are ever meaning to be rude or rough. They keep you on your toes. If you reach out and ask questions, they will respond. There's a protocol for everything that you do within that app. And if you just ask questions and have patience, you can go somewhere with Shift Smart, whether you have it as a part-time or a full-time. That's all I wanted to share was I'm not trying to go anywhere.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that experience.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This helps my training day not be so boring. No, I'm just joking. It's not boring anyways, but I love hearing the conversation. Especially like good experiences like that. Vanessa, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to add on to what she was just saying. This particular project itself, I worked it last year until the last day, and it is great. And as long as you have KIP, trust me, you will be fine. KIP is awesome. We had a great support team while we're on the calls. They respond quickly to your questions. But as long as you keep that KIP handy, you'll do just fine.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because having, worked for different things at home, you always have different resources, but I would say that the KIP is probably my favorite by far, the way that it's laid out and just the way that it's easy to use, I feel. So it's by far
Yes,
been my favorite. Yeah,
it is. It's a lifesaver.
I agree. All right, we're gonna do one more, Naomi.
Oh, I just wanted to echo the sentiment of the other woman that said that she loved ShiftSmart because I also use it as a supplemental income to disability because it's so easy to do instead of like an actual part-time other job because you don't have to go through like rigorous training and all the other stuff you'd go through with a real like this is a real job, but you know what I mean, like going to a part-time somewhere else because
Yeah.
you can do these from home or you just pick up the 4-hour shifts or something simple whenever you want. So it really is the best app or other, I don't know what you call it, but it's been wonderful for me. I love it. So
Awesome. Thank you, Naomi. Yeah, I agree. I've loved my time here so far, and I look forward to being here for a long time. So I love hearing the experiences. And if you are newer, then I bet that was really good to hear and reassuring. So I appreciate it, you guys. All right. So we got to watch an example of a phone order, which was nice to see. You guys saw a basic order. We practiced that together. We went through it. But now I want to talk about when things go wrong. You're not always going to have a perfect order. Okay. So not all orders are going to go as planned. There may be instances where you have to troubleshoot. Okay. So we're going to talk about that now. We're going to go in the KIP to 8.6. And I'm going to read over some of the information here, and then I will go in CRM and kind of say, do an example of what some of this looks like. So product availability is subject to change, and there are instances in which some eligible items may not be available for purchase when placing a phone order. Eligible items are items within the member's OTC catalog, items found while placing a phone order, or from CRM's product catalog search, which we'll learn more about product catalog search at the end of the day. Item not found in CRM. That's the first thing we're going to look at today. Okay. So let's just say, I don't know if my system didn't time out. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to pretend that Georgia called in and wanted to place a phone order. I've went through this process here, which we know what that is. Okay, I didn't do that right. No. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's just say that Georgia called in and we're placing a phone order for her. And we asked, may I have your first item number, please? And she says, I don't have one. I was just calling because I was looking for a product and I'm looking for a dietary supplement for women, with the brand being FH Pro. Okay. So maybe that's the product that Miss Georgia is looking for, and she doesn't have an item number. So what we can do in this case, of course, is search by brand or product. So I know she specified a brand. So I'm going to try that first. I'm going to try to search and see if we carry that brand. I don't see that. So that's okay. Let's see if maybe we can offer her something else that might give her the same benefits, but maybe from a different brand that we do carry. So I'm going to search a dietary supplement for women. All right, and after searching, I can see I'm not locating anything. So maybe I need to erase some of these keywords to maximize my search. And okay, so I can see that we do have some dietary supplements in here. So what I would do in this situation is let Miss Georgia know, hey, we don't carry that specific product. However, we do have some other products. Are you interested in reviewing what those are to see if that would be something that you would be interested in? Okay. So that's what we would do. We would just do some additional searching to find something that suits this member. Okay. So that's if an item is not found in CRM. Now, what if an item shows out of stock in CRM? So we are going to use this item ID as an example, 54883662. I'm going to search for this item. It's running really slow today. Like it's normally not this slow. All right, finally, I have found my item. So I'm going to click on it. Oh, okay. So obviously, like I said, it's going to be really obvious. For me, this is, but it shows out of stock. I can't even click to add it to the cart. Okay. So in this scenario, we're again going to inform the caller it's out of stock. So just apologize. This item's out of stock. Are there similar items you would like to purchase instead? So if they say yes, then we can offer alternate products. So as you can see in the product details, we do have this suggestion here down here for suggested products. Okay. And they're in this product details. Now, as you can see, my alternate products here are out of stock as well. Okay. So if there are products here that are in stock, you can offer those to the member. Now, what if you're in a situation like I am right now, where the alternate product is out of stock or there is no alternate product here? All you're going to do is X out of this and start searching for a product or brand. Most likely you're going to search for a product in this type of situation. So you can just type in anti-acid and see what we have available. So not a whole lot's coming up for me. I would continue trying to search for different things we may have. Now, if we don't find anything, then we can let them know, hey, we're not really finding any similar items. I would check and see if they can shop in store. Because if they do start, if they're frustrated and they really want that item, we can let them know that they can shop in store as long as they can. So you'd want to check first. But if they're allowed to, then that's what I would suggest. Go ahead, Isaac.
Do you have to remove the catalog ID to see similar products?
Like uncheck it or oh yeah, you're right. That's my bad. Good catch there. So I didn't remove my catalog ID. So it didn't maximize my search. Thank you, Isaac. So you could at that point read through what is here. Okay. But again, if you're not finding anything, then you can let them know that we don't have anything else available at this time and offer for them to search our shop in store as long as that is available to them. Now, if they do continue to express frustration because we can't find something that suits their needs, we can at that point offer to transfer to the health plan. I would see that as the last resort. Definitely try to see if we can resolve it, but if they're just like really upset and we're not finding a resolution for them, at that point I would offer to transfer to the health plan. All right. So now that we have learned about what to do, and it's pretty easy when things are out of stock, just remember to do some additional research, try to find an alternate. If there's not automatically something that does pop up in the product details to be able to offer, then you can just do your searching here. Let's do a little review. So what do you do if the item a member would like to purchase is listed as out of stock in CRM? Go ahead, Faith.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was double muted as
That's
always.
okay.
But wouldn't you just look for an equate or something, an antacid, like the antacid when you look for it in the cart, like the search, if it's
Yeah.
search for something similar?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you're going to try to find a substitute or alternate item that we could provide to this caller. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Great job.
Thank you.
So, like I said, you can, let me pull this item number back up just for a reference here. So this was 58. No, 5488. Okay. Like I said, sometimes we'll see this pop up, but are we always going to see that? Can anybody tell me if we're always going to see alternate products here? Priscilla?
Not always.
Right. That's exactly right. And it's not always going to be there. So that's when you really got to go to search it, and look for something. But make sure you don't do what I did. Make sure you delete your item number. Okay. I've done that a few times too, and I don't know how I do that, but I just forget to erase it out. But you can search here and see what you can find. All right, great job, everybody. All right, so I had this question earlier about mixed tenders or if a member goes over their benefit amount or they have insufficient benefits. So we're going to take some time to talk through that now. So there may be times where members do not have enough credits to place their entire order. So let's go into KIF and take a look at where we can find more information about that. We are going to look at phone order processing and insufficient benefits 811. So this is Article 811. Now, one thing I do want to know here that's important is members may not use another member's benefits to cover the remaining balance on phone orders. You may encounter like a husband and wife that both have benefits, and they call in and one doesn't have enough, so they want to use the other one's benefits to cover the remaining amount. We cannot do that. It's not possible for us to do, so we just have to make them aware of that. If that husband or wife or whoever else's benefits they want to call in and place a order with their benefits, we can do that, but we can't split them in one. Okay, we can't do it in the same order. So the process, if a member does not have enough benefits, that's what we're going to read over next. So the very first thing you want to do is offer to adjust the order to get the total within the member's available balance. Okay, so you're going to want to try to make adjustments to that order before we even mention anything about a mixed tender, and we're going to talk about what mixed tenders are next. But first, just remember, you want to try to adjust the order. So you could say, would you like me to see if we can replace some of your items with similar items at a lower cost? So you're asking them, maybe they have a pricey brand that they're trying to purchase. Maybe we can find something that is similar, that's going to give them the what they need from the product, but it's at a lower cost. Or you can say, are there items you would like me to remove to get your total within your remaining balance? So in this situation, maybe there's something they need right now and they can't wait on it, and then something else that they can wait on and they don't need in that moment. So maybe we can just remove it for that time being. And they can call back whenever they get more benefits and order at that time. So that's what we want to do first. We want to offer to adjust first. Okay. One second. Got a lot of random people trying to come in my Zoom today. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. So, if they decline and they say, no, I do not want a mixed tender, I'm sorry, I do not want to adjust my order. That's when we will offer a mixed tender. So if they do not want to adjust, we will offer a mixed tender. Okay. So I want to state now that you guys will not be completing mixed tenders at this time, but that could change as we go on and you guys get experience. So for now, you guys will be transferring when you guys are taking calls. You guys will be transferring to tier 2. Okay. But we are going to go over the mixed tender process so you know what to do if and when you're asked to complete mixed tenders. Okay. So we're going to look at the process that you would take to transfer to tier 2 and the process to complete a mixed tender, because like I said, as of right now, you guys are transferring to tier 2. But in the future, you could start completing mixed tender orders, which honestly, they're super simple. And you'll see that as we go through this. But for now, like I said, we are transferring out, but we're also going to go through that process. Okay. So first, I want to show you the process you're going to take when you do transfer out. So again, this does state in the KIP, if not trained on mixed tender process, offer to transfer to tier 2 to complete a mixed tender order. Go to step 3. Okay, so this walks through what you should do with the order to transfer. Okay. So if you are not trained to complete a mixed tender order, again, you're going to transfer to tier 2. And that's what you guys are going to do, but you guys will technically be trained on it because we are going through the process. But as of right now, again, until we get some experience, you guys will be transferring over. Okay. So let's just say that we have offered to adjust the member's order. They do not want to take the adjustment. They just want to be able to pay for the order and do a mixed tender. So we are going to transfer to tier 2. At this point, we've got, let me get an item number in here so I can show you guys this process. I have to add something to my cart. All right. So I'm on my checkout. I realize, oh, they have a remaining balance. Okay, so you notice that. What you want to do is save the order. So when you transfer to tier 2, they can take that order over. Okay, so to save the order, you're going to click on order issue. And we have 2 options here. Okay, remember that unable to complete will save the order, and whoever the next representative or whoever gets this order will be able to complete it. If we close the order, then it's not going to be able to be completed at a later time. So it's really important to follow KIP here to make sure you save the order, okay? So you're going to check on unable to complete. And we have two options here. We have member disconnected or transferred and Walmart error. We are going to talk about Walmart error later on, but for now, the option that you're going to choose is going to be the member disconnected. Okay, so that's what we're going to choose to save the order before we transfer over to tier 2. You can't see it on my screen here, so I'm going to show you a screenshot. Can't just say it's 4,000 miles when actually there is a callback required box here. We do want to make sure we uncheck that box because we're transferring over. So there's no reason to have a callback. Okay, so you're going to uncheck that. Then that makes the size of the equator. Tammy, did you have a question? Plane, it would make it almost 40,000 miles.
Yes. Where did you find that box at?
The order issue?
Yes.
Or yeah. So you have to actually add a item. So I have to set the address, build order. And at that point, when you go to review order, that's when you'll get the order issue button in the review order screen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So again, you're going to uncheck the callback required. Once you've saved this order, you're going to warm transfer over to tier 2. Okay. So that's the process we're going to take for insufficient benefits if the member wants a mixed tender, and we are transferring to tier 2. Okay. Now let's go in to talk about actually completing a mixed tender. We are going to go in KIP 8.12. And we're going to read over this process, and I'm going to demonstrate some of it as much as I can, okay? So a mixed tender transaction is when a member does not have enough funds on their benefit card to cover the full order total and choose to use a secondary payment of method. This could be, I said payment of method of payment. I'm sorry. This could be a credit or debit card, and this is going to be used to complete their phone order. Members who have a Visa debit scheduled benefit may use the Visa debit card as a mixed tender payment. The member will need to provide the following from the Visa debit card, and that would be the card number, expiration date, and security code. Members may not use another member's benefits to cover the remaining balance on phone orders. Well, I was making the claim. All right, so let's look at what this looks like. So I have a screenshot because I, again, unfortunately cannot show you guys this in the training environment, but we will look at the screenshot. So we can see that this member was we were getting ready to place this order, right? Okay, and we can see that there's a remaining balance. It's down here in red. So you would click on remaining balance. Once you do that, you're going to have this payment pop up. Okay. Now, one important thing to note is that credit card information should never be recorded on a call, okay? You cannot record credit card information on a call. You want to be sure to pause your recording. And the way to do that, I know you guys haven't had phone training yet, but we're going to quickly review over how to mask a call so you can capture payment information, okay? So like it says here, always mask a call when taking major credit card as payment for a mixed tender order. During masking, the recording is masked to ensure sensitive information is not captured. Okay, so to do this, you would click on mask here. And this is going to make more sense too when you guys do get some of the phone trainings. That's not until much later on. Okay, but again, it's pretty simple. You click on mask. And then it will be lit up here with orange and white bars. And that's how you know it's mask. So basically, you have paused your recording. Okay. So once you've paused recording, you're going to get the name, card number, expiration, CVC, and the zip code. As soon as you obtain that zip code, you're going to unmask the call by clicking mask again. And that is going to resume your call recording. I would say it's probably super easy to forget to resume your call recording, even though it is a pretty quick and short time that the call is masked. Always remember to go back and resume recording. That way it doesn't affect your QAs. But as soon as you get that information, you will then resume recording and you're going to read the benefit amount or the balance amount that's going to be paid, going to be charged to this member, okay? So in this example, you would say the remaining balance of $9.86 will be charged to this Visa, MasterCard, whatever the card may be, okay? And then you're going to hit submit payment. Go ahead. Danita?
I'm here.
Hey.
Thank you. I just have a quick question. So we're going to get practice and actually be able to see that the mask button and everything like that later on in the training.
Yeah, you guys will get phone training. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That's like the last piece, but that's a good question. Thank you. All righty. So we have masked the call. We stopped our call recording. We obtained our card information. We resumed call recording. We read the balance and we pushed submitted. Now, one thing to note, and this isn't going to happen every time, but there are times where you may get an OPC, transaction verification. And what that looks like is this. Okay. So what this is some cards have additional security and require a one-time passcode. Okay. So if this pops up, we basically need to ask the member to provide us with the password. We have options on where we can send that one-time password. Okay. So as you can see in this example, we have the mobile number and the email. So you would basically let them know that this transaction requires you to authenticate yourself with a one-time password. Now, if you have both the mobile and email, they can choose which one's worked for them. So you can say, I have the mobile number ending in 5294 or the email that starts in LXXT. Okay. See which one they prefer. Now, there are times that only one or the other will pop up. In that case, of course, you're going to just have to let them know what is available. Now, if they cannot, if they don't have access to one of these methods and they can't give us the one-time passcode, we're not going to be able to submit the payment because we can't verify and their bank requires it. Okay. So at that point, we have to let them know that due to security, the one-time password is required. Would you like me to remove items? You know, so again, we're going to ask, do you need me to adjust your order? Or do you want to use a different debit or credit card? Okay. So again, they have to be able, if this does populate, it's not going to every time. It's just certain times or certain banks require it. And if it does, we want you guys to know what to do. Now, I will say that this entire process that we just read through is lined out beautifully in KIP. This is the mixed tender process. And then if you go down here, this talks about the OPC transaction verification. So if this ever does come up and you start doing mixed tenders yourself, just remember to come here and follow that process because it is outlined wonderfully. Isaac, did you have a question?
I did, but I was reading the KIP and I think it answered it. I mean, whether or not they pay with their benefits Visa debit or any other card, we're going to mask it every time, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You want to mask it either way. Yep. Good question. That's exactly right. All right. Any questions about mixed tenders before we move on? We're going to start talking about errors at checkout. So is there any questions about mixed tenders? I think we're going to talk a little bit about some of these errors. And then at 3:30 Eastern, we will take our lunch. All right. So while there are troubleshooting steps that may be necessary while adding items to the cart, and we talked about those. Remember, that can be items not found in CRM or products being out of stock, right? So that's when we're trying to add items to the cart. You